I just wanted to ask you a question, like, as far as for people that's out there, from a branding standpoint, can you talk about branding? Because, okay, you've obviously branded yourself from a variety of different angles, but let's just talk about InvestFest. You went out on a whim and put together an extremely elaborate booth, and that paid dividends for you, and you did that, and now you went even bigger and took over the whole entire vendor marketplace. So what is your thought process when you are looking at, like, I need to brand my business, my company, my name?
Branding is so important. So when I'm thinking, so every single year, my goal in the vendor marketplace is how can I stand out, right? And so that's what everyone should be thinking about. How can I stand out? How am I going to get people to come over to my booth? So when I was creating my booths, I never thought, oh, I need to have the best booth. My thought process was, how can I attract people? How can I engage them? And also, how can I get them to remember me? So therefore, in the future, whether I get that contact at InvestFest or they remember me in the future in some way, I still take up real estate in their head, because you can't deny that you've seen this big 20 by 20 booth and we're playing games and we're interacting. And so when it comes to branding, I think that is so important. But I think that there's two sides of branding, right? So there's the branding where you let people know, hey, this is my brand, this is what I stand for, these is my ethics, this is how I operate, right? And then obviously you're engaging with them and then you get them as a client. Then there's another aspect of branding where you actually have to touch people. And so for me, this year, the reason why I decided not to do a booth, because I do feel like I'm the queen of the marketplace, and every single year I have the best booth. And so I said, you know what? How about I take a step back and not be competition, but be help? How can I serve the vendors? So every single year, people are like, what's your return on investment? How are you doing it? How are you doing these big booths? Does it make sense for you? What are you doing? How do you think of these concepts? Like, why do you go so big? Or how did you start out? Because I started out with a 10 by 10, right? First year, I started out with 10 by 10. So for me, this year is about giving back and letting vendors, like, we're going to be literally boots on the ground, right? It is going to be a team of us, an army of us, really just there dedicated to helping the vendors. So we've hosted webinars. I think I have an upcoming webinar coming up in a few days.
It was fire. I heard it was fire.
It was. And my entire presentation is talking to them about not only, first, how do you prepare for the vendor marketplace? Then how do you when you're there, how do you grasp the attention? How do you actually create that transaction? And most times people are thinking about, how can I make the money just today? And it's not about just today. It's about, how are you collecting those contacts? So we went over that. So basically I'm teaching them how to prepare, how to be present when you're there. And then after, what do you need to do to make sure that you are able to not only leave an impression, but also turn that into dollars. So that has been great. My entire team, we are going to be there. So whether the vendors need help getting content, they need something to eat, they need a break, they need people to come over to their booth, it's going to be amazing. And we're doing like a competition, right? You always got to make, you always got to do something. So we are asking the attendees to vote. So we will have different categories. The team will be there. So just figuring out ways to, one, bring that energy to the marketplace, but then also showing business owners like how to make InvestFest the most. Like, it's 20,000 people there.
Wait, when's this webinar?
It's actually on the 7th. It's on the 7th at 8 p.m. So
So what she's referring to, inside of EYLU, she's been gracious enough to give her time and her knowledge to our community to help them prepare. But
that's not EYLU though. That's for every vendor.
For every vendor, right. For every vendor. That's a fact. That's a fact. I want to start with, I'm proud of you. Let's just start there. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, we talk all the time, but I want to tell everybody, let everybody know that we're proud of you. I'm proud of you. We're busy during InvestFest weekend for obvious reasons, but I think, like, next to us, like, you're right on that next level of super busy. Last year, you were on both stages. You were in the vendor marketplace. You were networking. How are you preparing this year yourself, right? Like, obviously you have a business and your network. How are you preparing? What guidance, what, tutelage would you give to people who are going there for the first time, who are like, wait, I'm doing all these things.
How do you manage it?
What's the management plan for that?
Listen, it's a lot. It is a lot. Yes, maybe after you guys, I may be the next busiest person after you all. So this year I'm giving back to the attendees, right? I'm doing the Entrepreneurs Boardroom. I have a 2-hour seminar on Friday teaching business owners how to generate profits in their business, how to save on taxes, how to actually use their business to retire rich and build wealth, because most of us, we're not really thinking about we're thinking about, I need this business to help me make money, but not really thinking about how to use it for retirement and to build wealth. The same thing that, wealthy people do when they start businesses. So I do have that workshop on on Friday at 1:35, I believe. But for me, when I'm thinking about InvestFest, I look at, you have an opportunity to touch 20,000 people. Sleep on Monday, right? You sleep on Monday. It is what it is. It is what it is. So for me, I'm consistently, and for those of you who have booths, my thing always, and I tell everybody, people will forget what you said to them. They will never forget how you made them feel.
Absolutely.
They will never forget how you made them feel. So for me, whether somebody want to take a photo with me, they need to ask me a question, I will literally stop anything that I'm doing to make sure that I'm touching the people, because seeing someone on Instagram or YouTube, it's very different, right? When you actually get to see someone may have wanted to ask you a question or wanted to speak with you. So I do take the time to just touch them. I take time to spend at my booth. I may not be there the entire time, right? My team may be there, but I do take time to spend at my booth. This year I'll be all around the marketplace, but I still do designate that time when I'm not on the stage to walk around and speak to people. And sometimes people won't speak to you. Sometimes people are staring at you and I'll just be like, hi, right? Because people are like staring. And so I just make it my business throughout InvestFest to touch as many people. And so to any vendor or any attendee or any person, like, you have an opportunity and you're in a space with amazing people that have decided to invest in themselves as well. Everybody there is a winner. Everybody has taken that step to invest in themselves. So take that opportunity to network, to show up, and to just make people feel good. You can't go wrong with that.